Hey everybody, it's John at the Gloucester Library, and for today's let's draw emotions. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so to start, I'm going to draw a face, like a head shape that I'm going to use to put all of my emotions inside of. I'm going to use the same one over and over, so I don't have to redraw it. You could do the same thing if you're working with pencil. You can draw your head first, like I'm doing. Do like your jawline and your ears and maybe like a neck, just to connect it there. And then maybe like some simple hair. Maybe I'll do like, I'll do a girl's hairline here, like with her hair pulled back. Just something simple. You can do any type of head that you want. I'm just doing this just so I have something to draw my emotions in. There we go. Do that, and I'll say like it's pulled back in a ponytail. Maybe I'll move it down just a little there. There we go. Alright, so there's my head as an example. And I'm going to draw my emotions on different layers. You can use layers when you are on a computer or a tablet so that I don't have to draw on my original picture. But if you're drawing on paper, just try to use pencil and eraser if you can. So you can draw your head and then draw your the different emotions inside and then erase and do the next one. Or if you want, and if you're really quick, you can draw a different head for each new emotion. It's up to you. So I'm going to start with the one most of us end up drawing, and that's the being happy. So for being happy, usually your eyes are really big. Just wide open, and wide open so you can see the irises and the pupils of the eyes nice and easy. There we go, and the pupils are usually kind of big too. And you can draw the eyebrows. The eyebrows are kind of turned up a little bit, and they're high, so they'll be up above the eyes and quite a ways up from the eyes because you're in a happy expression. So if they're like turned down, that'd be like more of an angry or worried or pain, something else. But when they're high up, it's either for happiness or surprise or something like that. This one's going to be for happy. The nose doesn't do a whole lot, so we can kind of keep the same nose in a lot of them. Maybe I'll draw that nose on this layer here, because that won't change too much. So if you want to keep the same nose, just draw it one time. That's okay, you can do that. And then for the smile, they're going to have a big smile because they're happy. And you could have a smile like that, where it's just turned up, or if they're really happy, they can be fully smiling with their mouth open. I usually like to draw a little line down below the mouth just to show the bottom lip there. And you can get a little more detailed if you want to and draw the teeth. And you don't have to go in and draw each individual one if you don't want. You can kind of just draw a little line going across just to show that they're smiling. They have a toothy smile. Alright, so that's happy. Let's say happy. Alright, now I'm going to do a new layer. And now let's do sad. We'll do the opposite. We'll do the sad emotion. So for this one, the eyes are not as wide open and they kind of droop down on the tops. So let me draw the first one here. See how they kind of droop down, and right here too, they go down a little bit. There we go. And draw your irises and your pupils. They're not as big, because when you're not happy, usually your pupils get a little bit smaller. And we'll do the eyebrows. They droop down just like the eyes do. So they'll be like this. And then the mouth, just the opposite of a smile. It's turned upside down. It's like that. And if they're really sad, you can put like a line underneath there to show where like their chin's coming up, like when they're pouting because they're so sad. And you can transition sad into crying. So we'll call this one sad. And then I'm gonna make another one of this. There we go. And for the next one, sad is very close to crying. So for crying, you can just add just little tears coming down for crying, a little bit of that to show that there's tears, a little bit of them collecting under the eyes. And if they're really, really sad, you can draw the eyes closed, like that. See? And they still have their eyebrows the same way, and still the mouth. And if they're crying a lot, and they're to where you can hear where they're crying, they'll have their mouth still turned the same way, still upside down. And see, like them crying. This is the tongue right there. Sad. So that's crying. All right. So for the next one, let's do, how about laughing? So not just happy, but laughing, really happy. So for that, a lot of times they're laughing so hard that their eyes are closed. But this time, instead of their eyes drooping, you see they go kind of across, just straight across. So like kind of a content look. But then we get the eyebrows are raised up high. Just like when you're happy, they're up higher. And then for the laugh, they have a big smile. And their mouth is wide open with their smile. You can see their teeth on top. Maybe even some teeth on the bottom. And their tongue. And just a big smile. Even, just in this, with the mouth open, it's just to show that they're laughing too. They're so happy. So that would be laughing. All right. Now for the next one, let's do mad. So for mad, we're going to draw the eyes curving inward. So when they're sad, they droop outward. When they're mad, they curve inward. Like that. And their eyebrows curve inward. They go down. And see, they're not high up above the eyes now. They're curved downward, much, much closer to the eyes. When we draw the iris and the pupil is usually really small. when you're mad. And then a lot of times you clench your teeth. So you get kind of like the droopiness of the mouth, like when they were crying, but instead of it being open, now they're clenching their teeth. Let's do a little line across to show that. Maybe a little line there to show the lip. Now you can see they're mad. Mad. All right. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. How about... Let's do... Surprised. Let's do surprised. So with surprised, their eyes get as big as they can be. Almost like big ovals. Like that. And then we get the iris and the pupils, usually pretty small. It's mainly just bigger when you're happy. Happy and laughing. If you're laughing with your eyes open, the pupils will be really big usually too. And then your eyebrows are really high, even higher than when you're happy. Super high, super close to the top of the brow. And then with the mouth, depending, usually it gets kind of either it's open or at least gets really small. So it's like my little mouth, and then the lips there. So you can do it like that where they're surprised, or sometimes when they're surprised, the mouth will be like really small like this. And then just like maybe the little tongue showing and color it in. And lip, that could be surprised. Surprised. All right, let's do one more. How about, let's do bored. So if somebody's bored, a lot of times their eyes are kind of thin and very straight across, like that. And you only see part of their iris and part of their pupil. It's almost like a combination of tired. We can turn this one into tired when we're done. But for this one, this is bored. And then like their eyebrows are just kind of in the middle, doing nothing. No expression, not pointed down, not pointed, drooping back, just in a resting state. And then same with the mouth, just straight. And that's bored. Bored. And I said one more, but let's do one more since we're so close with this one. I'm going to create a copy of that, so I don't have to draw it all over again. Of course, you just take your time. If you need to, pause the video in between so you can, get caught up. Especially if you're doing the whole head for each one. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn bored into tired, which is very, very close. So the eyes will stay the same, but then with these, the eyebrows won't be as high up like with bored. They'll be like even lower. Maybe drooping just a little bit backwards. And the mouth won't be straight. A lot of times that's down just a little. Because you're usually not happy when you're tired. And just to add to it too, a lot of times when we're doing the cartoons, we'll add a few lines, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 below the eyes, just to show that it's tired. And so their eyes are got circles around them, or the dark underneath the eyes to show that they're tired, and little lines to show that. And that's tired. Alright. So I hope you enjoyed today's Let's Draw. And if you could think of any other ideas that you'd like to see us, that you'd like to learn to draw, just let me know in the comments below. And I hope to see you next time.